So how do you use AI to create a game? Well, that is what I want to talk to you about today. I want to kind of go through the process in order to create my game. But instead of me just talking about it, let's take a look at the screen to see what I've actually done. So first thing I'm going to start off with is Chat GPT. Now, 2 years ago, this wasn't available to me. And I always had these ideas and these concepts of what I wanted to do, games and everything else, but I could never make that a possibility because I don't have the artistic skills or I don't have necessarily enough people to brainstorm and bounce ideas off and all these different things. But with ChatGPT, that suddenly became available to me. And so how the process started is I had the concept in my mind of what I wanted the game to be. And it was going to be some farm animals basically escaping the farm and trying to get to the pasture. And so that's the idea. But I had to flesh it out. And so let's start with this. The game I want to create is about animals leaving the farm. Give me a title, right? And so this would be an example of different titles that would be go along with my game. Now, this is just the title. So previously, and I still have a friend, his name is Sean, and what me and Sean can do, we can sit for hours just talking back and forth, brainstorming ideas about different things. But ChatGPT, that is what that's like. It's like a friend in which you could bounce ideas off. You can flush things out. You can get things. It's an assistant. It's a friend. It's someone, a collaborator that helps you get through things. And it happens so quickly as well. And so going back to the screen, you can see I have the title, and this is the title actually of the game I'm working on, is The Great Barnyard Escape. And so that's the title now of my game. But that's just the beginning part. And there's so many more aspects to it. And I won't go through every single thing, but you got to understand how it works is I have an idea, I put it in there and I get feedback and have another test and so forth. And so what I did over time is I used ChatGPT to create my direction book. And so once I had the idea, the concept, I would say, give me an outline for a rule book, right? And I had an outline, had an idea. And so what I would do is I would basically put things in there. Like I would want players to do this, and then it would tell me the best way to word it. So for example, players can roll up to 6 dice, all right? But what it's going to do, it's going to actually tell me the better way to phrase it. You may roll any number of dice from 1 to 6. The choice is yours. See, just than what I would choose. And eventually through that process, created my rule book for the game. And so now I have this concept of a game. I have the rule book for it. And if you watch my other videos, you actually see the drafts I created, the actual prototypes of these different games. But once you have all that, then you actually need the contents of the game. And so the next thing I did is I have playing cards that go along with it. So create me an image of a card for this game. And these are just I've already gone through all this process and you can see, and so let's say, so it gives you ideas. What do you want me to do exactly? It's saying, right? So please generate. All right. Let's see what it comes up. And then I'll create the idea. And so it gives you parameters. But you see how this works? It's just it's a constant back and forth flow between you and AI. And that's what I did. Now, it still, comes from me, still the ideas, the concept. This is just something I'm working as a tool is what it is. And so that's what this whole entire process back and forth. And when it gives me the image, I'm basically look at it, make changes, adjustments, and then so forth. And so, and you get the idea. Once you have all that, that's great. But now I want to show you how I took the directions that AI helped me create, and I went and used that and put that into Canva. So let's go back here to Canva to see what we are looking at here. So here we go, Canva. So this is kind of my rule book, as you see. So I created with ChatGPT, but then I formatted it in Canva and everything else to make it look a little bit better. Now, here's the thing. I had no idea how to use Canva. No idea. And all these images, once again, ChatGPT assists me with it, but no idea how to use Canva at all. And so what I had to do is I went back through my friend Chat to find out how do I use Canva. And it gave me different ideas, telling me to set things up and the colorations and so forth. So you use that. I even use that as the assistant to help me format this. And then, so now I got my prototype, which, is in previous videos, you can see. And now I got my directions, but now I actually have to get it ready to send out to the printer. So let's take a look at that, what that looks like here. Now, for that one, I use Adobe Illustrator. And I gotta tell you, of all the things, this was the longest, the hardest learning curve was Adobe Illustrator. But with the assistance of AI, directing me how to do different things on it, I was finally able to come up with this. And this is the board that I'm gonna send to the printers. Now, looking at this, these images generated with AI, the concept is my concept, however, right? You start in the middle, go to the end, the pasture. But most of the images are from it. But the most important thing it did with Adobe Illustrator is tell me how to actually use it. I started learning how to use it. And I'm sure I'm just the tip of the iceberg on this. There's so many more things I could do, but I just did the best I could. And then that's the game board. And then also helped me create the box that goes along with it. And so let's get that here for us. Here's the box. All right, there's the game. See if I get to the box. There's our box. All right. So once again, this is just using Adobe Illustrator. This is what I had to use in order to get it sent to the printers. But now that I have this all together, you can see that it's just a matter of time before I get it from the printers. And now to get it sent back to me, that's when I'll go to my friend Chat again here to actually help me with some more ideas. What I want to do is I want to take the characters that I created and I want to illustrations with them. I want to create like little live action things with the characters, some videos with them. And this with the new AI technology I can bring those characters to life. And so what I'll probably do is I'll probably go back here to Chat and I'll probably say, I want to create VEO3 videos for the game. Can you give me some ideas? And they'll give me some ideas. All right. And so I already, currently it tells like the scene, everything else. But you get the idea. It is a tool to use. It is an assistant that can use back and forth. But without it, there's no way I would even come close to creating a board game. I'm so thankful for it.